I would go in the Village Voice and go in the back, and I call up a girl, and they would come right here to this room. It was pretty much right here. I'm in my childhood room, across the street. Childhood friends I grew up with. He taught me how to roll a game of CeeLo in his house, in his room. I couldn't read. I didn't know my ABCs. After this particular meeting was over, the dean said, "Mr. Young, report to my office." I put my head down. I said, fuck, man. She said, what's gonna happen is one of the faculty members are gonna take you to the bus and you're gonna head back to New York City, getting locked up. Marcy Correctional Facility, Devon Young went in there being me. I ain't going there acting like I was a gangbanger, acting like I sold 100 bricks, lashing out and fighting. I'm not no street dude, but by far I'm not no sucker. You know, these is all tactics that they use to you when you locked up or you get into solitary confinement to shoot a box that they try to break you down. You're gonna get chewed the fuck up. I was off the wall. They used to shoot me in my ass. You feel what I'm saying? And this is what they shoot horses with to calm the horses down. I had to act like I was gonna kill myself so they didn't whip my ass. I love New York City. New York City made me the person who I am, and I wouldn't take it back for nothing in the world. I don't touch but one person in the world. I did my job. And this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah, we alive. What's the word, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, can't complain. Another day, man. Thank God I'm alive.
Word. I want to know, like, what went behind that.
Pretty much, man, that it goes all the way back, man, from when I was a child, man, a kid, you know, to where pretty much, like I said, I got incarcerated. But anything you've seen on that video is real, you know, no jiving, no faking. I've been in my own lane since I was 10 years old, you know, doing a lot of stuff that was right, a lot of stuff that was wrong. I came a long way, you know, definitely with dealing with the ordeals of dealing with a mental illness at an early age. Went through a lot of trials and tribulations. But like I say, again, whatever you've seen on the video, that's real. I don't hold no punches. Like I told you last week when we talked, whatever you got to ask me, you know, you want to know, I'm going to, you know, keep it live, you know, real and direct. I'm not going to pull no punches because my thing is, if I could help a child out there, one child, I did my job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worrying about no adult. I'm not worrying about nobody else. I've been in my own lane since I was young. You know what I'm saying? I never worried about no other man or the woman. I just kept going, kept knocking down these doors. I got a lot of no's, you know what I mean? Some yes. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get those no's, but you got to stand strong and you got to keep going.
How old are you? Because I didn't even get that from you the first time.
Yeah. I'm 39.
39. All right, word. So
yeah,
you said you was incarcerated. What was you incarcerated for?
Yeah, I got locked up pretty much in 2017. You know, you're doing a lot. Like I said, I had an addiction. You know, I was addicted to gambling. But like I just had lost my dad, you know what I'm saying? My mom just got hit with cancer. So I was going through a lot of, you know, traumatic, you know, episodes and a lot of, you know, real deep stuff. So, you know, it goes through what a lot of people don't understand. When you're dealing with gambling, you understand what I'm saying? You could be high and then you can come down real low. And when you come down real low, that's when you're losing. You understand? I will go to the casino. I mean, bet $1,000 a hand, which is people out there in the world that bet more than me. But the average person to me, I was doing it. I would go home, get more money, you know what I'm saying? Because like to tell you the truth, I had came into a nice piece of change, you know what I'm saying? And I was grieving, you know, going through something with my dad, you know what I'm saying? Because he just had left. And my dad's like my role model, which my mom's is. And I lost it, you know what I'm saying? Because he was going to show me what to do with the money, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, investing the money in real estate and, you know, get me my first car and stuff like that. And it hit me, you know what I'm saying, to where it blew my top, to where getting back to what you said, me getting locked up, you know what I'm saying? You go through the lows, and then when you get real low, you know what I'm saying, what you want? I wanted my money back that I had lost, you know what I'm saying? So I started robbing, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff I didn't had no recollection of what I was doing because I was off my meds. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't taking my medication. I just was all over the place. I had no clue, no recollection what I was doing. And then I just got caught up, and I got locked up in Queens, Kew Gardens, or the casino or Resorts World. You know what I'm saying? It was something in my life that I don't wish on nobody of going to jail. But first and foremost, it taught me a lesson, and not only that, I learned Devon Young. You know what I'm saying? It brought me to a better understanding of who I am as a human being.
Right. So that being said, like, tell me who's Vaughn today? Like, you know what I mean? With all the shit you've been through, all the things you come through, who's Vaughn today, and what's, and you're here on the Y3 podcast. What's your message? What's the message of today? What are we trying to do? Who are we trying to talk to?
Okay, Devon today is a changed person. I'm more in tune with myself. You know what I'm saying? I have an understanding of who I am first and foremost as the person who I am. Before, years ago, I used to, be ashamed of Devon. I'm not ashamed of Devon Young no more. You understand? By saying, I used to dress on the outside, all the clothes, all the girls, you know what I mean? Spending money, renting cars, limousines. I did all that, but today I stand for something. I stand for a purpose of wanting to help another human being, whether you're a child or a teenager or somebody that's an adult that can't really talk or share their message to the world, what they're going through, So I stand for a purpose. I stand for a cause of righteousness and positivity, and more so in tuning and having a God-fearing relationship with God, and getting an understanding of who I am. You know what I mean? Because if you don't tap into that core of learning yourself and foremost, and I don't care who you are, you're going to keep facing those demons that's inside of you. I had a lot of demons in me. So I had to really dig deep down into my inner core and get those demons out of me. And that was being locked up, that I would be, on my bed, you know what I'm saying? It's not even, it can't even call it's like a bed. It's like a, like a cot, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's a hard metal frame, and no bullshit, excuse my French. I would cry some nights, you know what I'm saying? Because I would look at myself and be like, damn, Vaughn, yo, you really in jail. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to really reflect on things that in the past that I would never think that I would do, or end up in a place like where I was at,
Right. Yeah. And speaking of that, like, I was reading through your synopsis, and I did read in the synopsis that you fight with bipolar disorder.
Yes. I've been dealing with bipolar since I was 18 years old. But like I told you last week when we was talking, I take it way back down memory lane. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 on up, you know what I'm saying? To now I'm 39.
So I was reading in the synopsis that, like, there was many times throughout your life that you may have made like a bad decision or whatever because of the certain state that you were in. What's different now? I know you said you meditate in the mornings, and what's different now? What, like, do you have a different routine?
First and foremost, I'll break it down to you like this. It was a lot of nights, while being in jail, where I tuned in, read my Bible, the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. I meditated, I prayed, and I asked God, if God was to get me out of that situation, I would never be put in that situation again. I would change my life, and I would give my life to him. And like I told you last week, and we talked, I pray in the morning for 10 minutes. I pray morning and night. And I just get in tune with myself. You know what I'm saying? I just go out there. You know what I'm saying? And I just try to keep on each and every day learning Devon Young, because, I want to be better than the person that I was yesterday. You understand? And if I could continuously to keep doing what I'm doing, it's only going to get me better. I'm not trying to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be better than nobody. I'm just trying to be better for Devon Young, and work on those things inside of me to make me become a better person.
Right. And I think it's dope coming from somebody that, like, you've seen it what it is inside those walls. You feel me? You live that. You said you're from New York City, right?
Yeah, I'm from New York City. My family born and raised in Harlem. My mom's moved my brother and me to the Upper West Side. So I got a little, versatility of the Upper West Side raised me, but Harlem groomed me. I was in Harlem all day, every day with my pops. God bless the dead, the champ. You know what I'm saying? My father left me when he was 72, but I was with my dad. All the time. Like I said, my dad is my role model. Not only that, he was my friend. My mom, she lived in Grant Projects on 124th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. So I had a balance. You know what I'm saying? I would go see my grandmother in Grant Projects. I would be with my pops on Lenox Avenue. I had a very, good upbringing, and a lot of things I've seen in my life made me the person who I am, to be able to reflect and be able to make the decisions I made in my life. Like I said, I got into trouble when I was 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a long time really to really get into troubles and start dabbling with troubles, because like I said, again, I lost my role model. My mom's got hit and got caught with cancer. Just thank God today she's still here with me. And I was going through a lot of traumatic, episodes that a lot of people don't know. When you deal with a mental illness, you understand, you deal with highs and lows. And me dealing with bipolar, I don't get depressed. You understand? I don't know what depression really is. You know what I'm saying? I get more so of my mood swings bother me. It goes highs and lows with me to where I feel funny, to where I got to tune out. And what really has been helping me for the years is I like to listen to music. I don't care what type of music is. If I could just get a vibe to whatever type of tune is on, or what type of music is on, whether it's jazz, whether it's hip hop, whether it's R&B, whether it's classical, I could just be able to just zone out and then click right back into the normal being of Devon Young.
Right. So one of your biggest things was music for you. I feel like
For me.
Are you doing anything for the youth?
For the youth, as far as what I'm doing now, like I said, I just appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you and have the platform to really to discuss things that I'm going through in my life. Yeah, no doubt. And but as far as like for the youth, I'm organizing a lot of stuff as far as like with my sister in Georgia. We're gonna put it together like a podcast, and like she's going for her nonprofit organization, 501c3. So once we get that up and running, we're gonna launch our podcast probably in Atlanta. Due to what's going on right now with this pandemic of the coronavirus, it's kind of put a halt on a lot of things that's going on. But my sister and I, we're working on some things. She's been in the mental health arena for over 30 plus years. You know what I'm saying? And I give a shout out to my sister, Jody. She's been a real supportive cast to me, since I came home. She found a person to edit my book. Shout out to Laura out of ATL. And I just been real, in tune. Like I said, DJ, I just been helping, myself, staying away from negativity or things that's going to get me excited or get me hyped. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a trigger for me. You know what I'm saying? So I got to stay away from those things, and I be real conscious of those things, and I stay away from them.
Bird, tell me more about your book.
My book is called Off My Meds with an Addiction. Man, that's 3 years, man. And to be real, I like to give a shout out. We just had a historical battle last week with Gucci Man and Young Jeezy. But Gucci Man gave me the idea when I was locked up in Manhattan Detention Complex, which is known for the tombs. If you live in New York City or you ever been in, caught up in the system, 100 Center Street, which is, like I said, the tombs. But when I was locked up in the tombs, Gucci Man had wrote a book, his autobiography. And I was so in tune with his book that every night that I would lock into my cell, I would read 10 pages till I finished the book. And his book just gave me the courage, man, to really say, you know what, Vaughn, I could tell my story, you know what I'm saying? Because not only me telling my story, I could help somebody out there in the world that went through what I went through when I was a youngster, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with bipolar, you know what I'm saying? Being in the hospital. So shout out to Gucci Man, you know what I mean? He gave me the idea to go forth and write my book, and I did it.
Right. Is your book available right now, or is it still a work in progress?
It's this my book is like I told you, it's to me, it's a masterpiece, because this is what I want to leave for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I have twin daughters, shout out to Kiana Young and DeAndre Young. Those are my babies. So it's like I'm whenever, like, I'm a strategic game player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play chess, but I like to make the right chess moves. So I'm putting it all together. Like I said, I'm gonna have a documentary. My book gonna come out, with you, DJ. Like I said, I appreciate you, bringing me onto your show Y3 Podcast. All this is gonna be a part of my journey and everything of what I'm doing. So this is all gonna be, showcased and on a platform where people can see where this man went through all these ordeals. And if I did it, you can do it too. You just got to keep going. You can't let nobody tell you can't do something. You got to keep going.
Word. And I appreciate you allowing me to be part of it. That I think is more notable than anything.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
But and you talk about I want to go rewind a little bit to your sister. You said she was like a big for you as a support system. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about support systems.
Yeah, man. My like I said, my support system, man. I had a big support system even when I was down at my lows. My mom's Patricia Young. When I came home, my sister Jody. I got another sister, Nikwa. I got a brother, Damon. My brother was supportive of me. He was there for me. Like me and my brother growing up, we didn't have the best of relationship, but then he came forth when I got locked up, bringing my moms to come see me and stuff like that. So I had a lot of support and cash people that were there for me. Shout out to my man Gil. He was there for me. My man Vance, my man Rick. I had a lot of people, man, that stood strong with me, that was there for me in my corner. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, without everybody, I like to thank God. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here today. You know what I'm saying? But for all those people, God was it all. When I was in them cells, when I was in the box, who did I turn to? I turned to my Father God, and he got me out of those situations. When I thought I was going to have another nervous breakdown, God got me out of it. I touched the Bible. I got the Bible. I read a psalm, and I got on my knees and I prayed, and God got me through it, man. I went through some real ordeals, DJ. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't wish jail on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I was in the box for 17 days when I was locked up in Marcy Correctional Facility. And it was no joke. It was not a game at all. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my juice, my fruits in the toilet to keep it cold. You understand? Yeah, but man, I'm telling you, man, I had to save my cookies because late night my stomach would be growling. So like I said, DJ, as we get further on to the interview, I'm not going to take up your part because you're the interview, but it was real.
This is all you. I want you to talk about you and your brain and what you've been through. This for me, I'm here to sit back and listen and I have, my questions will come up as we go. But I want you to go on because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be able to resonate with you. And overall, that the ultimate goal is to get you to connect with people that resonate with you, that's been through things like you, and can look at you and be like, God damn, well, if this motherfucker did it, then I knew you pick my ass up, I'm people go through similar things. So I definitely want you, whatever you, let it all out. I mean, I want to hear it all.
Yeah, I feel you, man. And I just, like I said, again, man, I thank you, bless your family, man. And you just being able to give me this platform, and I salute you, man. Like, you don't know how thankful I am for this. And another thanks for that I want to shout out to and give to is to my man, Kafal Myers. He's like a little brother to me, man. I love that kid, man, because when I met him and we build a bond, you know what I'm saying? And for him to be able to, give me the connections to get on your show, Y3 Podcast, this is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm relentless, man. I don't quit. I don't give up. I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? God-fearing human being. I love God. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what he been and what he did for me and what I was able to do to come out and to change my life. It's not easy to do so, to leave all the negativity alone and to get back to who I stand for of Devon Young, because I'm not a bad individual. I just made some bad decisions in my life due to some situations that I had no control over. You understand? But Like I said, I want any, child, whether you're a boy or girl, whether you're an adult, don't never ever let nobody tell you you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Stand firm, stand strong, stay on your 2 feet and keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? God is out there and God is listening to everything that you pray to him about or you hear or you go through. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a supporting cast, stay true to your supporting cast. And those that was with you, stay true to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't take the back seat because, you know, it's a financial situation that's about to come and a person that you just met is about to give you abundance of a blessing, which is called money. No, stay true to your brand, stay true to yourself, and always remember those people that scratch your back. That's one thing that my moms and my dad instilled in me. Don't never forget whoever looked out for you. Make sure you help them out as well as you come along in your life.
Yeah, what goes around comes around. And
Yes.
that shit is like that shit is true. Like, the world, the world feels energy. It feels that's frequency of vibe. The world feels that's what the world is. So
Yes.
when you put, you know, positive energy into the world, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you get positive back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whenever, anytime you say anything negative, anytime you say anything negative, I mean, that's just putting negative, energy into, oh, fuck, I can't do this shit. That's negative energy.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like it's something as little as that, but that's negative energy, and I think what you said, in the beginning about you found yourself completely now. You know what I mean? Like you found your true self, and you're proud of the Vaughn that you are today. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And I think it's dope to get to that level. A lot of people are struggling getting to that level. You know what I mean? But that's why we have you here. We need, more people, especially more people of color, more Black people coming out. You know what I mean? And helping other people in their community, Black, white, whatever, it doesn't matter. But especially people of our color, because, and men at that, because men and Black men in particular, don't talk about, or are not even on platforms talking about, things they go through in mental health and things like that, and being supportive of each other in every aspect. I feel like the more we can come together and the more we can talk about things like this, I think it's better for the whole community.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, man, it's a lot of people that's suffering out here, whether it's bipolar, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, high, low, schizophrenic, suicidal. I'm there for everyone, dealing with a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're facing, like I say, I face bipolar, I'm bipolar 1, I'm manic. I deal with manic depressives, you know what I'm saying? My highs and my lows, like where I might get into a rage where I want to spend large sums of money. You understand what I'm saying? I get like that uppity, like it's to the point where I may go into a store. It's like, do I really need this? Do I really want it? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I battle with that, you know what I mean? To where it's like, I really don't need it. You know what I'm saying? So why am I buying it for? Just to have more and more. That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, dealing with anybody, whether you're a male or female, dealing with a mental illness, this is real. And it's swept under the carpet. Like, look at me. It took me till I was 36 years old to come forth to really talk about it, DJ. I was ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason
But
why I was...
my bad, go ahead.
No, you good, bro. No, we good. You good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and what's crazy, and I think part of being ashamed of it is, is the doings of society. You know what I mean? It's the aura that that is something to be ashamed of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people that
definitely.
They talk, on social media, even pre-social media in general. Men are supposed to be like, we're supposed to be these big bad, we're tough and we don't go through emotions, and you know what I mean. So I think that, you saying you figured that out. It took you till 36 to face that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go ahead. Good. I just wanted to throw that in. You can continue saying what you're saying.
Nah, you're good, bro. You could chime in whatever you want to, man. Like you say, we sharing this platform together, man. That's what one thing in life what we have a problem with doing is called of an equalness of sharing. You know what I'm saying? We so stingy with one another, you know what I'm saying, as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Well, we need to start sharing platforms and helping one another out. But everybody just want to take, and not, look out for the next person, where you never know how that person's going to help you in the long run. So it's all right, bro. I understand. Like I said, like I told you again, man, I salute you and I appreciate you just for allowing me just to come on this Y3 podcast to just express myself and to talk about all the things that I went through as a youngster. You know what I'm saying? Because I went through a lot of stuff. And like I said, my story is no different than nobody else's story, because we all have stories in the world, whether you're a male or female. My story is no better than nobody's story. It's just now, me being 39, I'm not doing this for no badge of honor. One, I'm not doing this for no money. You understand what I'm saying? And three and foremost, which I'm really doing, I'm doing this to help somebody, because I went through it as a youngster. When I was young, going through all the therapy sessions, you understand, with all the psychiatrists. You feel what I'm saying? And if I could help a parent to where they could help their children, it's man, like I did my job. I mean, yeah, I did my job, because when I was young, you know what I'm saying, they stressed on my mom's and put in my mom's head, why don't you put him on Ritalin? Why don't you give him some Ritalin? Why don't you give him some medication? But my mom's what, she stood her ground, and I love her for it. And she said, I'm not putting my son on no Ritalin. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, it took me till I was 18 years old to have a nervous breakdown. You understand? And I went through a lot, a lot of programs, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different medications. So it's like to this day, I still take medication. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? Because those medications that I took, whether it was Depakote, whether it was lithium, whether it was Haldol, you understand what I'm saying? They had to find the right medication for me to keep me at my therapeutic range, to keep me balanced. You know what I'm saying? Because I was unbalanced. I was like a slinky, like going up and down, up and down. To today, I'm at a level range. You understand? I'm not all over the place. Dope. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. And I just thank God for that. Like I said, and one day I know I'll probably be off of the medication, but who am I? I let God do that. I let God take the medication away from me. But I'm not going to be this whole supernatural power. Like, oh, you know what? I don't need that medication no more. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure when it's time for me to say, okay, it's quits. But in the due time, I'm just going to keep educating myself, keep, cleaning myself out, which I do every month. You know what I'm saying? And I tell anybody that has a mental illness or take medication, clean your system out. I do prune juice, and I'm not ashamed to share knowledge with people, because this is what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to share the knowledge to how you do to help yourself and to keep yourself on a range to where you could think, more faster and more clearer. So I clean my system out every month. I take prune juice. I take a ginger shot every morning to clean my system out. I drink smoothies. I put all. I learn. You know what I'm saying? I go to the health food store to learn. I take shots of green grass. You know what I'm saying? It's called. I'm trying to think of the name. It's called green shots. But it help you out. You know what I'm saying? I take a zinc pill. It helps your immune system out. My 2 vitamin C's, which is 1,000 milligrams a day. So not only that, I take the medication that is prescribed for me that I've been taking since I was 18. I take other stuff that helps me out, that keeps my body in tune. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to help yourself out. You have to feed the temple. You got to drink plenty of water. You understand? And first and foremost, which is the main thing, you have to watch who you are around. You understand? Because the people sometimes you may be around can be toxic to you. So you have to know how to, know and differentiate if you want to be with this person or you want to be with that person. It's not to say that you think you're better than that person. It's just that you're protecting yourself, because you don't want nothing in coming to your force field to knock your levels off.
Right. And I'm gonna go back to the beginning too, where you were saying you're not ashamed to be taking the medications and things like that. At what point, was you okay with was you always okay with it, or was there at a certain point that you was like, all right, I'm okay with this? You know what I mean? What point, so I think that's big, that like you understood that it's okay to, need some help. It's okay to be open. You know what I mean? So yeah, when was was you okay with it?
Now, DJ, man, I'm being real, man. Like I said, man, I've been on medication since I was 18, man. A lot of people around my way I grew up used to tease me. You know what I'm saying? It was real. Go take your medication. Oh yeah, he crazy. That's why I don't really play with that word crazy, because you don't know what a person been through in their life to call that person crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So who are you to label a person, to call that person crazy, cuckoo, nuts, wacko, any of those type of words? You understand what I'm saying? Like who gives you the audacity? You're not God. How can you just judge somebody and just, point a finger at a person and just call a person crazy? So getting back to what you said, I had to get in tune with myself because, like, again, I said, I was ashamed of myself. You understand? I dealt with a lot of people in my life that was positive and that was in the music industry. Like I said, I grew up playing basketball. I worked with the New York Knicks. I was around those people, the Knickerbocker organization. I was around a lot of people, man, and I didn't want them to know what I was facing or the demons that was inside of me that was tearing me apart, because I didn't want to lose either the situation or the job, or didn't want to lose being a friend to who I was around, because I was around some major people, even in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like two of my mentors, you know what I'm saying, in the game, Ski Beats, he produced for Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know till I told him. You know what I'm saying? This was probably like a month or 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? That I dealt with bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Another of my mentors that taught me the music game, he broke it down to me in a pizza pie. And this was Eric Beasley. You know what I'm saying? He owns the URL with Smack DVD, that battling league,
yep.
And stuff like that. So with Bees, he had me out young, man. Me and Swizz Beats, Timbaland, 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe. I was around young, man. He had me out young. We would come in 3 o'clock in the morning, sometime 4 o'clock in the morning. He taught me how to place beats, you know what I'm saying? Take them to the labels, and submit the beats and all that. I would be in label meetings and with A&Rs, which is artist repertoires. That was I would give them the beat tapes so they could give to the artists that they had on their roster, whether it was Def Jam, whether it was Full Service. That was Swizz Beats label. Shout out to Gravy. Grady was another one of the big dudes that that extended a hand to me. Another dude that was real for me, that he never knew that I had bipolar. My man LV, LV and Sean C. They work with Puff. They work with Fat Joe, Remy Martin. The list goes on. And I'm not here to name. I'm not here to name drop. But like I said, DJ, I've been around. You know what I'm saying? I did the coaching in Rucker, 55th. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to and God bless him, man. Greg Marius. He gave me a shout as a youngster, as a kid. When people used to tell him, yo, man, why? Excuse my French. Why you fucking with that kid for? That kid is crazy. But Greg never turned his back on me, man. And God bless you, Greg. And God bless your family. He never, ever turned his back on me. Every year since I was like 18 years old, I had a team in Rucker Park on 155th Street, EBC, which is called Entertainment Basketball Classic. He allowed me to coach the kids 14 and under. And then as I got older, he gave me 2 teams. One team was Black Ink, and then another team was called DG Films, and he just, man, that dude was just a mentor to me as well. And he just helped me out, man. So I've been around a lot of people, DJ, man. Not only, celebs, I've been around, major people, and I've been around people that's regular. You know what I'm saying? Like I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no celeb. I'm just another, African-American just trying to, help out and be here to be able to talk and to be able to say, you know what, to another person, whether you're male or female, you can do it too. And don't let nobody stop you. and don't take no for an answer. Keep going, because you're gonna get that yes. You're gonna get that yes.
Right.
You just got to keep going, and you got to keep being strong and keep going.
Got to keep hitting the tree. Same spot.
There you go, bro. You hit
over
it.
and over
there you
again.
Go. There you go.
You know. And then when the blade get dull, you go sharpen it, come back, keep hitting the shit. You know.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So about your project, do you have like a timeline on it, or your masterpiece? I want to call it. Project.
It's like I call it my masterpiece. And I talked to another powerful brother of mine. You know, he's my mentor. Not only my mentor, I pretty much call him my spiritual advisor, my brother. You know, he helped me out a great deal. You know what I mean? He saved my life. And this brother name is Harris Hudi Assar, man, you know, known as Ice. But like, you know, me and him, we talk, you know, and what he has taught me, DJ, in life is patience. So I really can't say, you know, DJ, but you'll be the first one, you know what I'm saying? You'll know, because like I said, again, I salute you. I respect you for being able to give me the platform to come on a Sunday, you know, at 7:00 to talk to you about my life, of what I went through, of the ordeals of being bipolar. You understand? And like I said, man, I'm not ashamed no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, man. I'm happy, man. You know, before I wasn't happy, man. I was tore up from the floor up. I was damaged goods. I'm not damaged goods no more. I stand for something. You understand? I have a purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? I got to live for my 2 daughters, and I got to be here as best for my mother, which she's going through a lot of ordeals and stuff like that. But long as I'm here for her to see me, you know, sometimes, you know, me and my moms may go through it and all that, but long as I know I could be here and I could say, God, you know what? I gave her my best foot forward to be here for her. I don't have nothing to worry about. You understand? So like I said, if anybody, like I said, I forgot while you and I have been talking, and we're going to continue our interview. Like, I salute you. Anybody that's been in my corner since day one, I salute you. And even those that hasn't been in my corner, you feel what I'm saying? I salute you too. And I want the best for you too and your family. Right. You know, I'm the type of individual, DJ, I never was no hater. I never had no malice in my heart, because you know why? My father and my mother taught me, you got to go get what's yours, because ain't nobody going to give you nothing. It don't matter how much you cry, how much you pout. You got to get up, brush your feet off, scratch your back. You understand? Put your belt on tight, tie your shoes up tight, and go get what's yours.
Right, and keep fucking chugging.
There you go. Like you said, keep fucking chugging. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to hear you complaining. Yeah, that's why I don't complain.
That's what it is. Yeah. People hate people.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear
that. I say that all the time. Nobody, you know, I say that all the time, you know, to a lot of people when, you know, my boys, like me and we're close or whatever, you know, and, you know, we'll talk shit to each other. I'm like, bro, nobody wants to hear you bitching. Like, you just got to get up and go, bro. You just got to go. You got to do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
and, real talk.
I've had my ups and my highs and my lows with my goals and stuff like that. You know, I've had times where like I'm super fucking goal oriented and super driven, and I'm hitting every goal and I'm knocking them shits out the park. And then I got a week where like I stay home in bed and I have 10 goals for the week and I don't do one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got you.
And I think for me, what helped me the most at the point that I was in, I'm gonna talk about one of my goals, so I'm talking about me specifically, but you know, I was in the military for a few years, and I got out in 2016, and when I got out of the military, I was depressed. I was down, bro. I hated, bro. It was probably my lowest moment. I hated the military. I know a lot of people who love the military, you know what I mean? And to each his own. But for me, it just wasn't for me. As far as, you know, I don't even know really what it was. I guess I could say it was my unit. I'm not going to say what unit I was part of, but yes. I could say it was my unit. But nonetheless, when I got out, I have a really close friend that I ran with, and we set some goals. And I guess the whole thing that I'm even getting at is if you're somebody that is battling anything, right? I think one of the best things to always do, if you can, is to find somebody like you. You know what I mean? And you will never do that unless you are okay with help. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got to find somebody that's like you, and to do that, you got to be okay with help and helping, and
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily. And I'm not talking about handouts and asking and begging. I'm talking about putting yourself in a position and putting yourself around the right people and the right things that it comes your way without you trying. Without you trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
definitely.
example, you're on my platform. We don't even know each other before a couple days ago. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we linked because uh you know you collectively, us three, me, you, Kafar, have been working to put ourselves in the situations that at this point in life we meet up and to talk about this purpose. You know what I mean? um
Yes.
so that being said, I just think it's big to get if you can, a running mate, somebody that that can kick you in your ass when you're down, and someone that you can kick in the ass when they're down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's
So
peace. Yeah, that's real.
right, and you said Kafar. It's funny that like you said you and Kafar are business partners.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely, man. Like, salute to that brother. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
Kafar's a beast, man. Kafar's, I mean, when I when me and him had our conversation, man, he had my hair standing. It's insane what he's doing at 21 years old. That being said,
Yeah,
right,
he's a beast. Yeah.
right, he is. It's crazy. I can go on about that dude. But you, right, 39-year-old Vaughn, what do you tell your 21-year-old self today?
Uh,
I asked that question because I want people to understand, like, you've been on both sides now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You've been on the side where you know where you was in what you was going through and things like that, and now you're on the side of where you're completely at one with yourself. So I want to know what you tell yourself, a few years to 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years. What did you do? I don't need to be a certain age. Just what do you tell your younger self today?
Um, Good question. How I would answer that? I tell my younger self if I was 21 years old again. Um, I I wouldn't change nothing. You understand? Anything to this day that I have learned of me being 39, I don't want to take back. I look at it as a learning experience. I had to go through those trials and tribulations. I had to cross those paths with the people I crossed because first and foremost, I had to learn. I didn't know a lot of stuff that I know now at 39. So when I was 21, I was kind of naive. I was big headed. You understand? I was, stubborn. I didn't want to listen. I was hard headed. Now, today at 39, I would tell my younger self, be more disciplined how I am today. Because maybe when I was 21, if I was a little bit more disciplined and a little bit more wiser, a lot of things that happen to this day probably would have never happened. And not saying that I didn't have no good parents, because my parents were phenomenal. They were the best. But it's just being able to be patient with self, not going outside the box and just doing things because you want to do it because, okay, I'm 21, I think I'm a man. Nah, you have to take your time in life to make the proper decisions so you could stay on the track instead of you getting on that express. Stay on the local till you get it right. And see if it if it take 10, 20, 30 years. Stay on that local train until you get it right.
So
Don't
you
be
know what
so
stop to get
hasty
off
and be
at.
so there you go. Don't be so hasty to get on that express and go somewhere where you don't want to go.
Do you think being impatient with where you wanted to be in life, may or may not have affected, certain things you were going through mentally?
Yeah, definite, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you step back and visualize and you say, Vaughn, slow down. I didn't have I didn't have that how can I the word I'm looking for? I didn't have that proper, understanding of being able to control my feelings, my emotions, because I was always on the go. I was always wanting it now, right now, when sometimes it's not going to always come right now. You got to take your time, and it was real, to where now I'm 39 years old. It's like I take more time with things. I do my research on things. Like I say, I give respect, and I to my spiritual advisor, my brother Ice. He helps me out, because I wasn't like this, as far as you tell me Joe Smo, did something, I'm gonna run with it. No, go do your research, learn about it. You understand what I'm saying? Before you just run with the information and say, yeah, that's true, that's correct. Find out the information for yourself, so you know yourself, that you can have self-knowledge of what went on, to where you're not just, running your jibs and passing on some false information or advertising something that's not correct. All right.
Working with the Knicks. Did you play basketball as a teenager?
Yeah.
Did you play any sports?
Man, yeah. Growing up, man, I played basketball. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the best, but I by far was no scrub. I got it in. I played with the best, the elites out there. You know what I mean? I love the game, you know what I mean? But more so importantly, I love coaching more than playing basketball, because I was a competitive. I like to set up, strategies of defense. I was more on the defensive end. I like to play defense, but I could score the ball as well. I didn't have no jump shot, like that. But I hit a couple of jumpers here and there. But I was, I went to school, went to high school, middle school, Booker T. Washington. Shout out to, and God bless, rest in peace, coach that gave me a shot, Mr. Carrington, and Booker T. Washington. He was pretty much my first coach, on the middle school level. Taught me a lot, gave me the ball at an early age, and I did what I had to do, and shout out to my man, and God bless him, my man Devon Hyman. I just lost him a couple months ago. That was my man. We played together, and it was him, go to each other. We played against what, IS-44, Joan of Arc, CAS. I mean, we played, some real schools, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man Roscoe, you know what I mean? I played against, Roscoe. That's like one of my childhood friends, because we played against each other. Not only played against each other, I coached him as well, because it's like I was playing ball, at 14 years old, but as well, I was coaching as well. You understand what I'm saying? At 12 years old, I was pretty good. I had a name for myself. Went to HSCC, High School for Environmental Studies. I was in the B division. From there, I got a $50,000 scholarship to go to a boarding school called Marvelwood in Kent, Connecticut. I wasn't able to finish because I got hit with the, I had a nervous breakdown. And then, when that happened, I really couldn't go back. And I always wanted to, go to a boarding school. I always wanted to go away to school, you know what I'm saying? And that got, tarnished. That got, that I couldn't, finish. And it hurt for many, many years, DJ. You know what I mean? But I had to get a grip on myself to say, you know what? It probably wasn't the time for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a city kid, you know what I'm saying? Street lights, the lights stay on all day long. And I went to school in Kent, Connecticut, where once the lights go out, it's pitch black. Yep. I'm hearing wild dogs at night. Woo! This shit was crazy. It blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got into a couple ordeals in boarding school. You know what I mean? Got hit with a hazing incident where I, got into one of the kids in the school Marvelwood, because I had a close, good friend. He was a Caucasian. His name was David. David was like, he was good to me. His pops would come get us every weekend and take us to McDonald's. And his pops would come get us in a CLK Mercedes-Benz. Remember the CLK Mercedes-Benz 2 doors?
Yeah.
It was a coupe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was a coupe. And then that's how I started learning about cars. Like, I'm not really no car guy. Cars don't really, stroke my ego. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the game, like I said, when you know who self is, a lot of stuff don't really, bother you. A lot of materialism, whether it's design or this, nah. I'm more in tune with self to where wherever I wear, I'm aware to the best of my ability and wear it right. So like I said, getting back to, I got caught with hazing. I got sent home and stuff like that. And I was going through a lot of stuff in boarding school. But that was probably another, traumatic episode for me, because that's when I got sent home. And that's when the whole ordeal, started of me knowing that I was bipolar, because when I came home, I wasn't acting right, DJ. I was acting funny and wasn't getting no rest, and I was acting real weird. And my mom's had called my dad just to, kind of, I'm not trying to rush through the story, but she called my dad, and my mom's told my dad, Vaughn is not acting right. And, they took me to the hospital, which was Lenox Hill Hospital on 77th and Lexington Avenue. And, they run through little tests, not even tests, because that's not the proper word, tests, to see if you have a mental illness and or whatever you're going through. And I remember to this day, and like I said, I don't forget this. They put me in the medicine, not the medicine, the bed, and a doctor had, took me up the elevator, and they kind of, they bump you upside the wall and all that to see if you'll act up and stuff like that. And I was going through a lot of stuff. And then that's when they diagnosed me with bipolar, 18 years old. So I was, like I said, I was going through it young, and not only 18, let's take it back, way back. You know what I'm saying? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had, a therapist, I was in therapy, so like I said, man, we'll be on this phone for hours, man, going back and forth. Like I said, my story is real, man. And like I said, we all have a story to talk about and tell, and it should be told. And like I say, my story is no better than nobody else's. I'm just now at the age of 39, willing to be able to share and say, I found self, I found Devon Young, and I just want to help somebody be able to help themselves, to be able to say, you know what, don't be ashamed of who you are. Speak the truth, because I'm giving you the real.
You said going back to even 5, 6 years old, right? I want to know, like, what's pre the diagnosis? You know what I mean? What comes before?
Yeah. To tap on that, man, 5, 6, 7, man, I'm keeping it real. Like I said, you're the first, interview that's getting it all from me. And like whoever,
and I appreciate that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not pulling no punches, man, because again, I say again, I'm not ashamed of myself. I know who I am. I done it all. I done had the girls, I done had the money, I done had the clothes, I done been in the best of the cars, I done ate the best of the foods. So it's nothing that you could ask me that I'm gonna shy away from. But the Devon at 5, man, I was teased. I didn't know how to read. I didn't know my ABCs. I went to 2 schools. I went to a school from 8 to 3, and then on Wednesdays I went to a special school called Susuni Optometric Center downtown on 23rd Street. Now it's on 42nd Street. And shout out to this teacher that taught me, and God bless her. And I hope she's still alive. I just, I went back to the place where I was, taught to learn how to read and stuff like that. And I was taught, as far as vision therapy, because my eyes used to go out. My left eye would go out. You know what I'm saying? So they had to strengthen my eyes. And this lady's name was Jackie Bonoma. She taught me how to read. She taught me how to break the syllables up. She taught me my vowels, A, E, I, O, U. You know what I'm saying? She was there, man, for me. Like, I would have my regular homework from 8 to 3, and then I would have homework from her, which was, tons of homework, but I had to get it done. You understand what I'm saying? So as you were saying, to get back to what you were saying, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I was in therapy. I had different therapists. Oh man, I used to go into therapy sessions, play Connect 4, play Uno, play I Declare War. Remember those games?
Yep.
I would draw, but sometimes I would go in there, I didn't even want to say nothing, because, I didn't feel like talking. You know what I'm saying? I was dealing with enough with my own self, going to school, not knowing how to read, not knowing how to, you know what I'm saying, know my ABCs and getting teased by the kids in school, you know what I'm saying, to where it lashed out to me having a behavior problem where I was fighting every day in school. You understand what I'm saying? And this wasn't healthy, you know what I'm saying? But for some time of point, as I, you know, like I said, growing up, high school, you know what I'm saying, junior high school, special ed, high school, special ed, you know, and like I said, you through junior high and high school, I got mainstream and stuff like that in some of my main classes, like math and stuff like that. But yeah, it was real for me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand, a 39-year-old person right now, you know what I'm saying? Back then, I didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to read, man. You know, I know how to read today. I know how to write. You know, I know my ABCs, you know what I'm saying? And for me back then, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was real, you know what I mean? And it's just certain things in life, you know, that you go through, you have to stand firm. You have to stand tall because you have to say, you know what? I'm going to get through this. You can't give up because if you throw the towel in, it's all over, DJ.
Yeah.
You know, so at those back then at them ages, man, I went through a lot of stuff, man, a lot. You know, I didn't know who I was, man. Like I said, as I got, like I said, like 5 all the way up, you know what I'm saying, to like 14 years old, I would do a lot of things, you know, and even with my friends, you know what I'm saying? Telling you, going back, as we talked about earlier, I would rent cabs on hold. You know, me and my friends would be in the cabs, whether it was Lincoln Town cars or whether it was BMWs. We were ride around Harlem, ride around downtown. I thought I was a celebrity when I was 14. I wasn't no celebrity. I was a kid that really didn't know what I was wanted in life or what I was searching for. You know, I had all type of mixed emotions, you know what I'm saying, that I had to gather myself to get in tune with myself to know who I am. So like I said, today, of me being 39 years old, I know who Devon Young is, and I'm happy to be who I am today. Very proud. You know, so to reflect on you saying, you know, who I back then, those around those ages, man, I was doing all type of stuff, you know, gambling, you know, a lot of things, man, a lot. And then I just thank God that, you know, one thing, DJ, I never got caught up in the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Never smoked weed in my life, never smoked a cigarette. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's not my thing. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, not to say I haven't, you know, took a little drink here and there, you know what I'm saying, and through my childhood. Yeah, of course. But, you know, that wasn't really my thing either because I really didn't like to throw up. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you throw up, you feel like the worst. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's like, it's
never
crazy.
Fucking drink it again.
Yeah. But it's like, you still tried it again. And then, you know, you don't learn from the previous, you know, time when you was drinking and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, you know, me growing up, man, it was real, man. And like I said, my main thing is just to spread the message out there, and for somebody to, if they do hear, you know, this, if they do come across, you know, our interview, or they, you know, just to touch them, man, and just to say you could do it as well, man. Don't give up.
Word. And I think that's the clear message throughout is, you know, no matter what it is, keep your head up and keep chugging.
Yes.
And most importantly, you know, I think, you know, one of the best ways to do that is being, you know, write down your goals. You know what I mean? Where you want to be in 5 years.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Where you want to be in 10 years, where you want to be in 15 years, where you want to be in 30 days, where you want to be tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, write those down and come up with plans to accomplish those goals. And I think, setting goals, even if it's really super small, right? Super small goals, daily goals, right? Even if something as small as, you know, I have a goal I want to make my bed tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Something that's super small, just those little things, right? I forget who the quote was by, but it was by, I think, an Army general. And he says, you want to know the key to living a successful life, a successful, happy life, make your bed every morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what I got from that message was, it's the little wins. It's the micro wins. It's the little things, like you wake up and you make your bed and it's like, oh wow, I accomplished my first thing today. You know what I mean? And it sets the rest of your day up to be a good day, to be a winning day. You know what I mean? So you know, and if someone's listening to it or watching us, you know, wake up in the morning and do a small little goal. You know, I mean, if you already make your bed, wake up in the morning and get a little workout in, stretch for 30 minutes, wake up 30 minutes earlier, you know what I mean? And sit on the back porch and just breathe and something like that, right? Do something different and develop a routine. I think that's bigger than everything is routine. And I think us as humans, we love habit, right? We love habit, whether it be good habits, bad habits. We don't care what kind of fucking habit it is. If it's a habit, we want it. It's, it's just as bad as a drug addiction. You know what I mean? And and I think that once you can find a way to create and sustain your good habits, I think that's I think that's a big push. What's Vaughn's routine now compared to Vaughn's routine when he was 36, 35, 34?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, my routine is, and I wake up in the morning, thank God. I say that he woke me up to see another day. I put on my iPhone 10 minutes, and then I go into my meditation. I just close my eyes and just zone out, you know what I mean? And just be with me, be at self, and be in tune with self. And then when the iPhone, timer goes off, I count for 43 seconds before I open my eyes. And then before I open my eyes, after that 43 seconds is over, I count 1, 2, 3. And then I open my eyes. And then it's just, a relief comes over me of, I'm here. I made it another day. Thank you, God. And then I get my Bible. I read Psalm 91. Once that's over with, I finish that. I get on my knees. I pray. Pray for my whole family, my daughters, my moms, everybody in need that need a prayer. Pray for all those people that lost a loved one due to the pandemic or this coronavirus. Pray for all the people that pray for me. Pray for all those that I pray for. Pray for our whole world. And just, reflect and just, dig in, just be able to have gratitude, to be able to have the time to reflect with God and self, and just to be in tune with self, and to be able to be in your own comfort zone to where nothing comes in between you at that time. I don't care who calls me. I don't care about nothing. I don't answer my phone. I don't do nothing. I don't let nothing interrupt that time, that what I'm doing, from my meditation to my praying or nothing. I don't let nothing come in between. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If the house ain't burning down, I'm in tune. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care who called me. I don't care about none of that, because that's irrelevant to me. I want to continue, like I told you before, DJ, I just want to continuously to keep getting to know Vaughn better and keep working on me, because you can never, ever stop learning who you are in life.
Word.
You can always find.
No, go ahead. No, I want you to finish.
You can always find out something new and learn from that.
Word. Have you ever heard of the app called Calm?
Nah. You the first one to put me on to that. I definitely would love to check it out. Definitely.
Yeah.
And by you.
Go ahead.
No, I said by you just giving me that information, and I appreciate that. I'm definitely I'll go on my app store and check it out. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So it's an app that, so for people out there that are listening to you talk about your routine, and maybe they are don't know how to get into that, or they want to meditate and they want to do this, and they don't know how to self-reflect. They don't maybe they're like, oh, I can't shut off my mind. The Calm app is I use it here and there, but it's an app that essentially it guides you to do that. It has like a bunch of like exercises, deep breathing exercises and stretches and mental health exercises to help you basically I guess what the app says is be calm and be with one with yourself. They have like a morning routine on it. They have like an afternoon routine, a night routine, and things like that. I think LeBron James partnered with them to get the app
Okay.
going. Yeah, no, I just was wondering if you, I just wanted to bring that up because I know, a lot of people may hear you say, routine and and I get up and I do this, I do that, and a lot of people's like, damn, but like I wish I can do that. I'm not there yet, and I just wanted to put that out there because that app is something that if you don't know how to be there yet, that app is something that can help you be there.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate that. Like I said, sometimes I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, some nights, some mornings, you might not want to do it, but you know what? I say, nah, gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing it. I started when the pandemic hit. In March, and like the meditating and stuff like that, I was doing that while I was locked up, and praying when I was locked up.
Yeah.
But more so in tune and getting really close knit with me, I started March. When the pandemic was going, when we was locked in for them 3 months, I got in tune with myself. I grew my hair, my beard. I was, because I just had to reflect on who I was. You know what I'm saying? More certainly, and it's like, how some people, they was going through a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But it was like I reflected because it kind of took me back to when I was locked up, to where you can't go nowhere but to the chow. Chow is what we go: morning, lunch, and dinner. And that's when they say on the chow, that means to, you go get your meal, you go eat. They don't say breakfast, they don't say lunch, and they don't say dinner. They say on the chow. So
just like basic training.
It was there you go. So it was like basically when the pandemic hit, it was like it took me back to where it was like, man, I gotta put my shield on again, and just be in tune with myself. So I really wasn't going out, and I was going out Fridays and Sundays. Sundays I would come down and fix my mom something to eat, and Fridays I would go out and gather all my stuff that I went low on, and that was my fruits and stuff like that, because I drink my smoothie every morning and stuff like that. So if I and then every Friday I would treat myself to something, because I was in the house all damn near all week. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably go get some Spanish food or something, or wherever I felt like eating, at that particular time. But like I said, more so I would, gather all the things that I was going low on, like my almond milk, my fruits and stuff like that I put in my smoothie. If I was running low on, toilet paper or anything, stuff that I clean my house with, and so I just got the essential stuff that I needed.
Yeah, and I think throughout this episode, you've dropped like a bunch of little gems on, like, for people that is going through things like you, and that can resonate with you, that they can pick up, and you've dropped a bunch of things that you've been able to do for yourself, and things that's worked for yourself, and maybe it could work for somebody else. Maybe somebody else listens to, hears it, and it's like, I'm gonna try that, and it works. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. We're gonna go back to you being in youth sports, right? How big of a role do you think sports, in the idea of sports, like the whole camaraderie idea with your brothers, your teammates, right? How big of a role do you think sports plays in for you or in other people for mental health as a kid?
It kept me on a path of constructive. Not if I could say constructive, but I was, constructive doing, being able to play my games and go to practices. So it kept me on the positive path, of being able to do things, what I mean, and being able to have a routine, and every week you have practice, or every weekend you have a game or something like that. But being able to come in tune with my friends and stuff like that,
right?
Hanging out,
right.
Having friend time,
right? And you had a great support system at home. But for the people that don't have great support system at home, sometimes sports is your only support system. Sometimes your teammates, when you're on the court, when you're in between the lines, that's the only time you feel okay. You know what I mean? And for me, like, I grew up playing basketball too, and You
Well,
know, every time I've ever been stressed out about something, like really stressed out about something, even if it's been a year since I've played, I'll grab my ball and I'll
mm-hmm.
go to the court and I'll shoot around. Because no matter what is going on in my life, doesn't matter what it is, when I'm in between the lines, even if I'm just by myself shooting around, I don't think of
Yeah.
anything. My mind's just blank.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most peaceful thing for me. So for me, like, no matter what I'm going through, that's my method of coping. Is
Mm-hmm.
sports, is going to play basketball. You know, it could be 10 degrees outside, and you know, I've had times where I just had to get some stuff off my mind, and you know, I couldn't focus. More particularly when back when I was 17 years old, you know, my brother was shot and killed. You know, I had
I'm
multiple
sorry to
times.
hear that, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know, it is what it is, and it's the life we grow up in, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, and at this point, like you said, I'm comfortable talking about it because like I'm completely at peace with the fact that I lost my brother at 17. You know,
Yeah.
now it is what it is. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. So you know, at this point, I can talk about it. You know what I mean? I can freely talk about it. I can talk about I can give you as much detail, as little detail, right? Because I'm completely fine with the fact that that has happened to me in my life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
do I wish it was another way? Well, sure, you know, but do I? You know what I mean? Am I the man I am today without going through that at 17? You know what I mean? Um, so that being said, I mean, you know, I had I had days, you know, where I was so in a low when my brother first passed. Like it'd be fucking, he passed in October, so it'd be fucking November, December, and it's 10 degrees outside, and there's like 3-4 inches of snow. I'd go up and shovel a cord out in the freezing fucking cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd shoot around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Just
real.
because, like,
Yeah.
you know, like just because that was what I needed to do to cope,
Yeah.
and I think it's important. So that being said, that's the reason why I asked you the sports question, because for me, I know it was big when I was going through my lowest low. Um, was the biggest thing for me with sports, and I had a great support system too. You know, I have a, you know, my family's
Yeah.
got my back 100%.
It's
But
real.
you know, for the people that may not have that support system, you know, jumping, even if you're 35, jumping in a, you know, a rec league, jumping in a, you know, on a team with some people, that you know, sometimes that could be the only support system they have. You know what I mean? But it's a great support system. You know what I mean? You meet good people, you make good friends. You know, when you're on the court, you know, nothing matters. You know what I mean? For me, you know, I'm talking about for me. And So in general, I mean, sports, I think, and even growing up as a kid, I played sports my whole life, my whole
That's
life,
real.
you know, and I think
Mm-hmm.
sports, you know, it puts something in your life that it instills a discipline in your life that is hard to get if you don't play sports. You know what I mean? Um, or you don't do anything competitive. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be sports. You know, it could be, you know, playing the piano, and that's competitive for you because you want to be the best piano player. But there's something about putting your kids in a position where they can be goal oriented. You know what I mean? From
Mm-hmm.
the get, there's something that does for them mentally, as you know, as they grow up and as adults. You know, putting them in anything, whatever they end up loving to do. Um, but you'll never know what they love to do unless you take them to do things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then put them in a soccer league. You know, maybe your kid likes soccer, maybe they don't. Okay, they don't. Put them in this, put them in that, and then you find something that your kid loves, and then that thing that your kid loves ends up being the single factor that drove him or her to be whatever they are today. You know what I mean? I have the drive
Mm-hmm.
today that I
Mm-hmm.
have because I grew up playing basketball and I grew up competitively swimming. So I look at things like, all right, you know, I want to be the best on the court. I want to be the best in the water. I want to have the best goddamn podcast.
Definitely.
Put
You
that
you
out there.
you said you said some key things. You know, strictly and most importantly, the competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? It kept me wanting more and being able to challenge myself. So you know, playing sports. You know, when only playing. You know, coaching as well at a young age. I did things young. You know, I would go in the park. You know, when I was a youngster, and teach kids how to play ball. You know, around my neighborhood. You know, put them in tournaments. You know, shout out to Kenny Stevens and then the Dykeman um, tournament. You know, shout out to Mousy. Put him in tri-state, and again, like I said, you know, person that gave me my first shot and being able to coach in Rucker, Greg Marius, Tony Rosa. Tony Rosa pretty much introduced me to the whole, coaching, experience, even though I was doing it young around my way and stuff like that. But he gave me a shot, in being in Harlem, coaching the Mustangs and stuff like that. So I was pretty known, through our whole Harlem, as far as coaching, you know what I mean? Because I coached in a lot of, tournaments, Jacoby Rucker, the Nike tournament, a lot of, tournaments, you know what I'm saying? So I got a name for myself very young, like I said, not only coaching kids, playing basketball, moving around, being around, having my ears to the streets. And, so, I thank, the people that I was around, because I had a lot of, positive people around me and a lot of people that wanted to see me, do great, and stay away from the riffraff. And he always would tell me, Vaughn, stay on the right path, keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, I didn't start and get into troubles until I was, late, you know what I'm saying? And that was due to, like I said, again, of me not taking my medication, me boozing, taking the medication. You're not supposed to mix, alcohol with mental medication. So a lot of that was just, it led me to having a, my own unbalance. I was off. Like I said, I was like a slinky, up and down, up and down. And to where, today I'm more in tune with myself. And I know, what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you learn and you educate yourself of the do's and the don'ts.
Word. Yeah. So, that being said, like, I'm working on a project, and I'm just putting together some things, that, I would be able to launch whenever COVID decides that COVID is done.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, we're not going to end it. COVID will choose when COVID's over. So whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's very early in the project, but what I want to do is I want to start a basketball league. When, obviously when we're able to, but I want to start a basketball league, and the league will be a nonprofit league for kids in group homes. So kids with no support systems and kids that basically that come from struggle, and may not have, someone that they can talk to, or someone that, that they can open up to, or whatever, besides their, their counselor or whatever, you know what I mean? They don't have no real person in their corner. And so like I said, I always believe that in between those lines is always a great place to find a genuine friend, a genuine person, a genuine connection. So I was like, I'm gonna start a basketball league.
It was therapy for me, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it can be for a lot of kids, and I think it is for a lot of kids. I would love to do something like some type of collab. We could talk about it off camera, a lot of the details
definitely.
and stuff. But if like you said, if we can hit one person, if we can help one person, we can affect one person, one kid. You know what I mean? As the adults of the world, like I feel we have a responsibility to teach the younger kids, because they're next. You know what I mean? And are they going to go through the same shit we went through? Are they going to go take, or are they going to know that there's something else? Are they going to know that there's a better path? And that's ultimately too, what's the goal of the Y3 podcast is I want younger people to know, and people of our age and your age, and to know that there's hope, there's other options, there's possibilities. You know what I mean? You don't have to be in that box.
Now, like I said, definitely. However, I can help you out, man. I'm interested. Anything with working with kids, man. I've been doing this since I was young, man. I got a knack for it. I have a talent for that, and I love doing it. It brings joy to my spirit, and I just like giving, a helping hand to help somebody else, because that's what somebody did for me when I was growing up, and that person was Mr. Irvin, and Mr. Irvin, he was there for me. He was there for a lot of kids in the neighborhood. He taught me how to play ball in the handball courts. So let's get it, man. Let's try to see how we could, make sense of it all. Like you said, you hit some key things, and you was talking. We're in a pandemic right now, so we just got to kind of like be real mindful and real careful of how we want to, go at it, because look, we about to get down, it's not now, but it's, they about to shut us down again. They already shut California down there,
right. They about to shut us down up here too.
Yeah, you got Chicago, New Jersey, so it's
that's what I'm saying. Like
real.
this should go end when it feel like ending. it ain't
Yeah,
even,
man.
Like,
yeah, this is not a game. This is some real stuff that we're up against. You know what I mean? You have to really, stay, prayed up, take care of yourself. So it's however we could, come together and make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Word. Yeah, definitely. Whenever this is, I want to get the whole plan in motion. And then so that way, whenever it's COVID is done and, when we're in a place where we're kind of a little bit back to normal, we can get that rolling. I would love to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Word. So that being said, before we're gonna wrap this up.
Got you.
I just wanted before I wrap it up, is there anything last things you want to say about your brand, about where people can contact you if they want to reach out, if you're open to that, and just anything that any last words, anything like that.
My last words would say anything of reaching out to me, like I said again, and I stress this, so people out there in the world play close attention and keep your ears open. I'm not doing this for no money. You understand what I'm saying? That's not it. I'm not looking for no badge of honor. I'm not getting on to say, oh, I'm Vaughn. I want to be heard now. Let me jump in the light. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this, to help somebody because I went through this at a young age, and it took me a long time because I was ashamed of myself. So my main thing is to come forth. Like I said, I appreciate Y3 Podcast of giving me this platform to be able to talk about this. I just want to help somebody. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just the main thing. And like I said, I give
that today for sure, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Those words mean a lot. And I just say salute to all those people that deal with a mental illness or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And my how can I say this, of me giving advice to you is don't give up, stand strong, respect yourself. If you have a spirituality or wherever you in tune with, tap into it, stay with it, love yourself, and just keep reaching for the best. You know what I'm saying? All those people that's been with me since day one. I don't want to, say no names because, why you ain't shout me out, why you miss me. All I say is everybody that's been there for me, that known Vaughn, or not only known Devon Young since I was young, you know what I mean? I appreciate you. I salute you all. Now, which some people did know that I was bipolar, but if you had now, I'm letting it be known. You know what I mean? I'm not ashamed no more. So if you want to ask me something, if you need some help, you definitely could reach me at Vaughn Young NYC at gmail.com. My Instagram is Networking Young 10312. Facebook is Devon Young. And like I said, even if you go on my Instagram, I only got like 400 followers. I'm following 400 people because I'm not big on that. You understand what I'm saying? You could have one person, you know what I'm saying, on a social media, but you may be helping the world, So at the end of the day, I say again, don't never judge nobody, or don't never look at the book before you read it, or never judge the book before you read it. At least read a couple pages, you know what I'm saying? Or, because you never know who you're talking to, who you up against. So like I said, man, Y3 Podcast, I appreciate you for allowing me to come on here and share, my life story. Look forward and to Off My Meds with an Addiction, the book, the documentary coming soon. And look forward to everything that I'm doing as an individual, as Devon Young. And again, first and foremost, I do all this for my brand, for Kiki Didi is the brand, and that's my daughters, Kiana Young and DeAndre Young. And I appreciate you, black brother, and salute.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. When you do drop that, when you coming up with that project, that masterpiece, I keep calling it project, doing you a disservice. But when you keep when you're done with that masterpiece, when you got a release date on it, you know, we'll be in touch. I wanna definitely get that out. You know what I mean? I want just, you know, the same people that this podcast connects to and resonates to. I want them to see the episode and see the masterpiece and see everything that you put together and that you're working on. And then we'll be in touch about the basketball leagues too.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. And just a quick thing. And like I said, man, always keep God first in your life, man, no matter what, because without God, man, it is nothing. You know, so always keep God first in your life, man, and keep striving, you know, to be the best that you can be. You know, don't take no more on your plate that you can't handle. Take what you have, deal with it, and make the best of it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate your time today, man. God bless.
Thank you, man, and God bless you, man. Peace.
Peace, man.
Perfect.